How about them Cowboys, fan nation, Cowboy Nation? Our Cowboys got a huge win over the Arizona Cardinals, 34-13. Once again, the Dallas Cowboys dominated in the preseason. Now, people are saying, "Oh, Dallas fan, it's just the preseason. It doesn't mean anything." I know that, man. I know preseason games really don't mean much, but there's a lot of positives to take away from this win. And let me tell you something, man. I'm a Cowboys fan at the end of the day. Anytime the Cowboys win a game, whether it's regular season, preseason, or postseason, I'm going to be happy about it. So I'm enjoying the victory Sunday, I guess, that I'm having now. And just wanted to talk about a few things. First of all, I talked about it in my live last night. I was just filled with excitement, so I kept just getting a little repetitive. But Joe Milton, man. I think Joe Milton has won the backup job. And that's not to say that Sam Howell has played bad, because other than the one interception that Sam Howell had there at the end in the end zone, that was a bad pick. He's actually played pretty good. So I want to, be straight up with you. I think Sam Howell's played pretty good. But Joe Milton's just looked better, man. And Joe Milton has developed, fan nation, Cowboys Nation. This was something I wasn't super confident was going to happen, because they've been talking about Joe Milton developing since his time at Michigan. And he just hadn't really developed in the way that, people thought he would. And I was like, well, they've been saying that for years. I don't know if he's going to develop, but he finally has, fan nation. Joe Milton, 9 out of 13, 179 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, no picks, 151.4 rating. I mean, he played almost a perfect game there at quarterback. He was fantastic last night. And it'd be crazy not to put him as the backup. I mean, he played good last week against Seattle. He played even better this week against Arizona. I think Joe Milton, man, has locked up the number 2 spot. And I said in my live last night, Dak Prescott looked pretty scared when Joe Milton was out there balling out. I don't know if you guys saw his face on the sideline. He had that deer in the headlights look like, oh crap, when Joe Milton was balling out. I'm telling you right now, man, you put Joe Milton with the Dallas Cowboys starters, you put him with CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, a better offensive line, because Joe Milton was playing with the backup offensive line. Joe Milton's going to look a lot better, and I'm telling you, the Cowboys could win some games with him. Even with Sam Howell, who didn't play as well as Milton, I still feel like the Cowboys could go out there and win games with Howell. If it were up to me, I'd cut Dak right now. I'd make Milton your starter and just keep Howell as your backup. That's what I would do, but obviously the Cowboys aren't going to do that. But Joe Milton looked really good, man. He's finally developed as a quarterback. The Dallas Cowboys have had him in the system for a year, and he's gotten better, and he's finally developed. His anticipation and timing look great. His accuracy looks way better, even on the short intermediate routes. That is something you want to see from a young quarterback. And I'm telling you right now, man, if Joe Milton continues to develop like this, if Dak gets hurt, if something were to happen to Dak, Dak may not get his job back. I mean that. If he continues to develop like this and he gets a chance to play with the starters, I think Joe Milton's going to look pretty good. Just saying. But Joe Milton was fantastic last night, man. Bazooka Joe looks like he's developed and he's gotten better. Man, oh man, he played great. Jadon Blue played really good last night. He had 15 rushes for 75 yards. Nobody was even talking about him, though, because they were so wowed with Joe Milton. And rightfully so. Joe Milton had a great game. Bazooka Joe was great. But Jadon Blue was really good, too, man. 15 rushes, 75 yards. He averaged almost 5 yards a rush. He looked really good last night. Malik Davis, I think, looked really good last night. I think the Cowboys may have to just consider keeping him, because he just played too good, in my opinion. Israel Akawanda, once again, had a good game. He's another guy that's like, yeah, Cowboys have a tough decision to make there for their third running back spot, man. But Blue had a really good game. 15 rushes, 75 yards, like I said. He was good. He played really good last night. Davis looked good. He had a touchdown catch from Milton and had looked pretty good running the football. Israel Akawanda looked pretty good. Phil Maffa only had the one rush for a touchdown, but that was a pretty good run for a touchdown there, so I'll give him some credit there. Overall, I like all the running backs the Dallas Cowboys have. They're going to have to make a real tough decision there because there's a lot of guys that can play, in my opinion. People are talking about trading for a running back. I'm like, bro, I've been saying it the last couple of years we don't need to, but, people don't listen to me. But what is what it is. It's cool. When it comes to wide receiver, Camden Brown once again had a really good game. He had 2 catches for 77 yards. That big one from Milton. He just got chased down. Didn't quite get the touchdown there. Jonathan Mingo, man, 2 catches, 62 yards, a touchdown. He had that big one from Milton. Once again, Jonathan Mingo played pretty good. I would still keep Camden Brown over Jonathan Mingo because I think he's been just a little bit better. And he's also a lot cheaper and younger. But Jonathan Mingo's making a case to make this roster as well. He's looked good. Michael Trigg didn't get a chance to play. I believe he was injured. The Kuntz kid actually looked pretty good there in the second half. He actually looked pretty solid. I don't think it's probably going to be enough for him to even compete with Schoonmaker. But Zach Kuntz looked pretty good. Offensive line, I think Ajane Cornelius played pretty solid once again. Keegan wasn't too bad. Drew Shelton, man, he's still kind of struggling a little bit. Didn't look much worse than last week. Didn't look much better. He looked pretty much the same as he did last week. He got beat a lot. But I don't know if he gave up a sack or not. I know we gave up a sack on Sam Howell, but Shelton still kind of got beat a couple times there. So, is what it is. He's going to take a couple years to develop if the Cowboys decide to keep him. But it is what it is. Offensive line still only gave up 1 sack, though. So, they did their job. Defense. Jayshon Barham, man, I got to say, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. A lot of people on YouTube, they're not willing to admit when they're wrong. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. I think I may have been wrong about Jayshon Barham. Jayshon Barham, man, when he came in, he looked really, really good. He had 2 tackles for a loss. He should have had 3. The guy was just explosive. He was looking really, really good. And I have to admit, I think I was wrong about Jayshon Barham. Now, again, it's his first game. He was going against some backups, but man, oh man, he looked really, really good. I got to say, man, Jayshon Barham, I think I was wrong about him. I know a lot of people got mad when I wasn't a fan of the pick, but man, oh man, Barham's looked pretty good. I got to say, I think I was wrong about him because he looked really good last night. Had a good game. Julius Wood, he had a good game last week. He's had a good game again. The Cowboys really, they got that's a tough decision there at safety because I think it's going to be tough to, not keep him, especially the way he plays. Obviously, he's not going to start, but I like the way he plays, man. He plays hard. So he had a good game last night. LT Overton had a solid game. He got pressure. He finally had a sack. Jay Toya had a pretty good game, especially there in the second half. People don't even talk about Jay Toya. A lot of people think he's going to get cut, but Jay Toya looked really good there in the second half. He had a nice pass breakup. He had a couple really good plays where he disrupted stuff in the pass rush. I got to say, man, Jay Toya looked pretty good last night. I liked what I saw from number 93. I think he actually had a pretty solid game there at nose tackle. I would like the Cowboys to keep him because he's a big boy and he's looked like he's getting better. So shout out to Jay Toya. Siobhan Revel had his first ever interception off of Gardner Minshew. Good play there by Siobhan Revel. Siobhan Revel looks like he's finally getting better. He did have that one stupid penalty, but he made up for it. He got a pick, and that's huge. Overall, the defense, they were kind of bend but don't break last night. They still gave up a lot of yards in the pass game. They gave up a couple yards in the rush game. Of course, a lot of this was our 3rd and 4th stringers, right? So you can't really judge them too hard. But they didn't break, man. They were able to hold the Arizona Cardinals to field goals. Other than the 1 touchdown they gave up, they held them to field goals. or they held him in the red zone. I mean, this defense looked very bend but don't break, but they still only gave up 13 points, man. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. In fact, that's really, really good. Again, they're a bunch of backups. I get it. It's preseason. Can't judge them too much, but still, Christian Parker's defense is looking better than what we had last year. Again, this looks more like a bend but don't break defense from what I saw yesterday, but they look solid. So, got to give them a shout out. Penalties was much better. I think we only had like 4 or 5 penalties, so that we improved in that department. So that's good. Sam Williams did get a sack. Of course, he was going against 3rd and 4th stringers, and it was at the end of the game. So it's not looking good for Sam Williams, man, especially now the Cowboys got Von Miller. You got to think that James Houston's on the team. You got Von Miller, Izaraku, Lawrence. I mean, Williams may get the last spot, but he's fighting for his roster spot right now, man. And him and Maris Leafau, I could see both of them potentially being surprise cuts. Because again, while they did get some pressure, it was towards the end of the game, and it was against a bunch of 3rd and 4th stringers. And Sam Williams was a starter for the Dallas Cowboys last year, so for him to struggle against these 3rd and 4th stringers at times, it's not good. Not a good look for him. And it's sad because I really like Sam Williams. He's got some talent, but he's not applied himself, I feel like, down in Dallas, man. And I don't know what's going on with Maris Leafau. I liked him too out of Notre Dame. He played for my Notre Dame Fighting Irish, but he's just not looked good. So, those guys, they're fighting for a roster spot right now. I'm just saying. Justin Barron, looked okay out there. He probably gets practice squad, but we'll see how he does. Devin Moore, the rookie, man, he got beat on that one play against Fehoko. He looked kind of shaky to start all things off, and then I didn't see much from him the rest of the game, which either is good because that means he held up, or that's really bad. But he looked a little shaky on the few plays I saw him. It's his first game. He's coming off an injury, so we'll see how he develops, but it is what it is. Kalen Carson, man, what a fall from grace. He went from starting last week to being on the team late into the game. There's a good chance Kalen Carson probably gets cut. Just saying. But those are my takeaways. Defense, once again, played pretty good. We got some turnovers. Joe Milton balled out. I think he's locked up the number 2 job as of what I've seen right now. All the running backs balled out. They played good. Camden Brown played good. Mingo played good. LT Overton played solid. He had a sack. Jay Toya played pretty good there. Jayshawn Barham played really good. Overall, a lot of positives to take away. A few negatives, but I'm just happy the Cowboys are looking good, man. And I'm just telling you right now, if Bazooka Joe continues to develop, Dak Prescott may want to, his job could be in jeopardy, especially if he goes out there and he plays really good like he has. He continues to develop. Because just imagine, man, if Bazooka Joe because he was out there playing with our 4th and 5th and 6th string receivers and our backup offensive line. Could you imagine if he goes out there with the starting offensive line with CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens? Because even last year when he struggled against the Giants, he wasn't playing with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens or Javonte Williams. He was playing with a lot of our, 3rd and 4th string wide receivers. So just imagine if he played with our starters and he's continuing to develop like he has. Man, oh man, Dak Prescott, I saw his face, man. We've seen that face way too many times as Cowboys fans, where he gets the deer in the headlights, scared look. He looked scared when Joe Milton was out there playing. Just saying. But, yeah, man, Bazooka Joe's developed. Running backs look good. Receivers look pretty good. Good plays there by the defense. Jay Toya, Jayshawn Barham, Julius Wood, Revel, and LT Overton. So, yeah, man, happy with what I saw. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Peace out.